Senator Hillary Clinton is not the only member of her family being vetted by President-elect Obama. Well, sort of. President Bill Clinton is also now under the microscope. Why? Joining us live is Philip Rucker, political reporter for the Washington Post. Philip, why, if he's not looking for a job, right?
No, that's right. That's right.
But they're looking at his finances.
They are, and that's because he, since leaving the White House, he started the Clinton Foundation, and he does the Clinton Global Initiative, which does a great deal of charity work all around the world with issues like AIDS and climate change and hunger. But he's been raising hundreds of millions of dollars for this foundation, and those finances have been private so far. He's been reluctant to disclose the donors, and he's not required by law to do this, but it's something that the Obama team is certainly looking at as they consider Hillary for Secretary of State.
There's no suggestion that any of the money he raised went to line his own pocket, right? I mean, that the money he raised went to charity.
That's right, and that's not to say that through this work he hasn't become wealthy himself. He's made a great deal of money delivering speeches all around the world, but this is really raising money for charity through the foundation and through the Clinton Global Initiative.
Now, there's eyes on some of the different donors. For instance, there's one Canadian who's I know that the Post has written about, who got some mining rights, mineral rights over in Central Asia, Eastern Europe.
And it's a little bit unclear what happened there, but there are some reports that Bill Clinton helped facilitate a deal there in uranium in Kazakhstan, and in turn there was a donation to the foundation. This has been reported elsewhere. So these are the sorts of things that the Obama team is really going to be looking at hard.
Why do they care? I mean, let's say hypothetically that all the money raised went straight to charity.
They care because he's out there traveling the world, and he's using his connections with foreign leaders to do a lot of charitable work. And this is the similar types of travels and types of connections that Hillary Clinton would be making as Secretary of State. So I think they care sort of going forward, looking at how they'll evolve in this partnership. This is really unprecedented to have a Secretary of State whose spouse is sort of doing his own kind of foreign policy as a philanthropist. And so this is something they're going to have to navigate.
Is there, as far as you know, is there any resistance from President Clinton from turning over the documents? He's not the one looking for the job or getting the job, but is he showing any resistance?
We're not sure. I mean, he's shown resistance certainly in the past in terms of making those documents public through news reports. All indications are that they're cooperating with the Obama team, but the Obama team hasn't said so yet. So we'll just have to wait and see how that works out.
And is Senator Clinton objecting at all, saying, "Look, he's not the one getting the job. I am."
I'm not sure. That's something Barack Obama could probably tell you.
Who's the one? Do you know who's doing the vetting? How high up is it? Is President-elect Obama doing a lot of hands-on of this vetting?
It's very high up. The Obama team has over 100 lawyers from all over the country, some of the best legal minds doing this vetting. They have a 63-question questionnaire where they're asking all sorts of personal and financial and professional background type questions, and so you can rest assured that with Hillary Clinton it's at the highest level.
It's so interesting that a president, had she become president, this wouldn't have been vetted this way. This information wouldn't have been in the public domain or vetted if she were president. But as Secretary of State, when you're going for a job, you get vetted like that.
You do, and it's up to the president-elect how he wants to vet his candidates for these jobs, and this is what they've decided to do. So.
Well, I suppose in this one, I mean, it really could have an impact on negotiations and how foreign leaders might look at our Secretary of State if they thought there was some quid pro quo to be had or something.
It does, and the other impact is that Bill Clinton is a former president, and a Yale professor that we interviewed for a story in the Washington Post today said that there's always been sort of a cardinal rule in foreign policy that you don't have your secretaries of state dealing with former presidents. Like in the Bush administration, there was not much dealing with President Carter. So this is a whole new relationship. We've never had a Secretary of State who was the spouse of the former president. So it's really new territory for President-elect Obama.
Any indication whether she really wants the job?
I don't think they'd be doing this if she didn't want the job.
And any indication whether or not he wants her to have the job? I mean, we hear all sort of the niceties. I mean, we just heard a little while ago about how Senator McCain met with President-elect Obama and how everything was so nice and chummy and present and everything. But it certainly wasn't before. I mean, no inside scoop on whether they really want, she wants it.
Not yet, but we'll have to stay tuned.
All right, Philip. Thank you. We will indeed stay tuned. Thank you.